How to get into a flow state. A year ago, I'm in my parents' house, in my bedroom, with a camera, about to record a video that the whole internet's gonna see. I'm recording YouTube videos for my channel, and I'm used to recording one video every day or every 2 days. But I've learned of these new productivity tactics, and I'm gonna use it on this day. I record one video. It felt like nothing because I've got no thoughts in my mind. I record the second video, the third video, the fourth video, the fifth video, the sixth video, the seventh video. I'm taken aback when I'm transferring the files over. I have recorded 7 videos and it's still the morning time. That's when it hits me of how powerful getting into a flow state can be. But on this day, as I'm transferring over these 7 video files that I've recorded before like noon, I'm realizing like I have just achieved what I thought was an exaggeration. I have done a week's worth of work whilst it's still the morning time. Programmers and software guys know this. There's a phrase called 10x programmer, and a very rich investor named Naval Ravikant, he said once, forget 10x programmers, 1000x programmers exist. And he mentioned a few. There's Notch, the guy who made Minecraft. There's Satoshi Mokoso, you know, the guy who made Bitcoin. These are seen as 1000x programmers. What that phrase means is they are 1000 times better than the average programmer like coder. Getting into a flow state will genuinely not just make you 1 or 2 times better, it'll make you more like 10 to 100 times better than your competition. And you know what's interesting? If you're 10 times better than the competition, you don't get 10 times the results. You get more like 1,000 to 10,000 to 100,000 times more results. So if you are externally motivated, focusing internally is the way to do it, because who's the fastest man alive? What's his name? You know him, right? Usain Bolt. Who's the second fastest man alive? Nobody fucking knows. Nobody knows. All glory goes to number 1, the second guy who was 0.01 seconds slower. You can visualize like some 100-meter sprint. You can almost visualize them, right? The winner's there. He's just won. He's got the tape around him and he's just ran through it. The other guy is literally right behind him, genuinely like just the smallest amount behind him. Nobody knows he exists. Nobody knows number 2's name. Usain Bolt gets genuinely 1,000 to 10,000 to 100,000 times more material success than the guy behind him. The flow state is your competitive advantage. And by the way, flow state, focus, productivity, mindset, business models, all of these things we teach inside of my online community. It's called Adonis School. It's the top link in the description. You can go there right now to see it. It's the only product that I sell and I think it's really good. So you can just go check that out if you want. Step 2.1, minimize flow blockers. Flow blockers are things that will stop you from being able to get into a flow state. And I believe that the worst one is simply just thoughts and memories. I want you to understand how to focus. You might think that focusing is when you have 0 thoughts in your mind and that if you get a thought, it's a bad thing. Not exactly. So when you want to get into a flow state, you will notice thoughts and memories and everything start to appear in your mind. That's okay. As soon as you hear those thoughts, simply just refocus back onto the thing that you were doing. Another flow blocker can be other people. You could be trying to study or to work and then your parents interrupt you. And I always say with this, we've got to be a little bit empathetic. It's like, you know, we live in the house with other people that they have their own needs, and sometimes it's hard for us to convey that we might need like this empty space and quiet for us to be able to pursue our goals. If you're finding your focus being disturbed by other people, family, friends, whatever it is, effectively communicate and just tell them like, for this period of time, for the next 1 or 2 hours, I'd like to just focus as much as possible. So please just try, like, if you do, to not need me for this time. Before I sit down to record any video like this, I go around every room of my house and I go tell every family member I'm about to go record for like 2 hours, just because they like, it helps them know, because there's been a bunch of times I've just grabbed my camera, started recording, and before I know it, my dad's like hammering something in the wall or something. My mom's cooking and she's being loud with the pots, and I almost get pissed off. Like, it's normal to think like, oh come on, I'm trying to do some work and everyone's making noise. But let's be honest, like, did you tell them? How about just try and do that? A lot of like young guys I've spoke to have really like bad like attitudes and values towards family, and they seem to like get a little bit angry. But it's like, okay, let's take a deep breath. Let's just tell them. Next time you want to go into a flow state, and I'll explain all the steps soon. What if you just go do like the rounds around your house, every door, you open it, your family's there, tell them, okay, I'm just gonna go focus on something really, really important for about 2 hours, so please try to, just keep it down. And then let's see. Because unless you've ever done that, I don't think you have the right to complain that your family disturb you if you've never even asked them like not to in an effective way. If you've been like a little, like little child and you've been shouting at them and getting annoyed and being moody, that's probably not like the masculine, virtuous, respectful way to go about it. You might have another flow blocker, which is task switching. You've heard so much online about like multitasking is really bad for you. This is what so many students and young people have problems with. There's a task that you're trying to do, like this big task, task, right? Let's say you're an affiliate marketer, like this business model, and you're editing a bunch of clips to, you're going to be posting this content, right? You're editing these clips, but it feels quite daunting. It's quite hard. It's quite like strenuous. And before you know it, you click on Discord. Before you know it, you're thinking, oh, you know what? Oh yeah, I should go change my TikTok bio to this other thing. And you keep switching tasks like this, and you remember the email that you had to reply to. Oh, I'm just going to go check this other thing. What's actually happening is that you're building up to achieving flow. And because it just feels kind of hard right now, you just reset the progress instead of just sticking with it being hard. Now, getting into flow is supposed to be hard, but too many people will feel that strenuous feeling and then just go jump to like a different task. So this is what I do, which you can copy. When I'm about to get into like, a flow state to go, here is the task that I really want to focus on. I already know that I'm not going to like do any other task during this time. I'm not going to stop this recording to quickly go reply to an email. That would be absurd, right? But it's the same thing when you have a task like studying, and then you stop studying to reply to someone, or you stop studying to quickly go do something else, to go make a cup of coffee halfway through, or to go like, check some emails quickly and reply to this message and everything. And the two flow blockers that I find most interesting, diet and sleep. These are the two biggest killers to your productivity. Most people don't talk about it. The single greatest productivity tactic out there is intermittent fasting. By hands down, no matter what productivity tactic, guru, whatever, intermittent fasting is the single greatest tactic you could ever find. No one can challenge me on that. 100% fact. Your diet plays a huge part. If you're eating carbs, I'll destroy you. But for most people, when they eat carbs or junk food or sugar, it makes you feel quite weak, lethargic, brain fog. Most people don't even know how well they could work, You might remember those times when, you've woken up a bit earlier to do some work in some day, to study or whatever, and your brain was quite sharp on those moments. It wasn't because you woke up early. It was because you hadn't ate any of your meals yet. You genuinely don't know how good your brain can be. You don't know. If you go and experiment with this, just for 24 hours, don't eat any carbs. You can eat meat, you can eat nuts, you can eat eggs and butter and stuff, fine. Keto's fine, carnivore's even better. You'll be so surprised that your brain is genuinely like 2 times as good as it usually is. And sleep is the same thing. The amount of students who literally will sacrifice their sleep to study more, you can destroy them. Literally, they're your competition. Like they'll go to bed late to just study more, which is like the complete like idiotic mindset. And you might be one of these students, right? Poor sleep is of course a flow blocker. And the final one is technology. Technology, notifications, distractions with your phone and your computer is probably one of the worst flow blockers out there. Let me tell you what my technology looks like. Everything is on airplane mode unless I'm currently using it. And when I'm done using it, I put it back on airplane mode. That's not an exaggeration. My laptop, Wi-Fi's off, Bluetooth's off, everything. My phone, airplane mode. If I need to use my phone for something, I'll personally turn off airplane mode, use it for what I need, put airplane mode back on. My phone is always on silent, do not disturb, and I've disabled all the notifications so I don't see anything on the screen. And I've disabled what's called rise to wake, which means that like when you pick your phone up, most people's screen just turns on. My screen only turns on if I press the power button, so it's very like focused. This seems really extreme. I don't think so. It takes 2 minutes to set up and suddenly I'm literally like 50% more productive. That's my benefit. If you find yourself getting distracted quite a lot. So for example, I find that most YouTube videos out there are absolutely useless, including like self-improvement videos, finance, all this stuff. I find that most YouTubers make like garbage, unhelpful, but entertaining videos, even if they're making it on productive topic. So I don't really watch YouTube like at all anymore, but I still need to go onto YouTube for my own work. So I have a list of YouTube extensions that I use, which means that when I go onto YouTube, I can't see any thumbnails, titles, views, videos. I can't see anything other than the thing I'm on there to work for, just so my mind doesn't get distracted. I turned those extensions off just to record a video of the YouTube homepage recently, and I couldn't believe like the amount of thumbnails that I would see. I hadn't seen like YouTube home screen for so long. My home screen is literally just white, you can't see anything. And I just saw suddenly like the normal amount of thumbnails, views, and I'm just thinking, bro, it's fucking garbage. I don't know how a fucking young person uses the internet these days because of how much it pulls your attention. It made me step back and it was very ucky. So I disabled it all again. I don't want to see that shit. There's a video on my channel that you can go and watch. It's called This Will Literally Change Your Life in 12 Minutes. And it's where I walk through every YouTube extension that I have. They're all for free. I've saved at least 25 hours, 50 hours since I downloaded them like a month ago. So I highly recommend you go and do that. That's your actionable step for this part. Go onto your phone, turn the notifications off. It's okay. You can go into the settings, choose each app, especially the apps that you get a lot of notifications on, your Instagram and everything. I find it weird that people will want to live a life where their attention is just sapped away, that your phone just like makes the fucking like fucking noise or some shit when you're trying to focus. Like how can you respect yourself if you're literally just like repeatedly saying, yep, I don't care about my attention or my fulfillment or my flow state, please disturb me with the smallest shittest notification. Go on there and disable all of them right now. I'm just gonna be a little bit honest. I want to fucking slap you if you don't do this. I want to shake you by the fucking shoulders and say, please, like, love yourself. Your attention is worth more than these fucking stupid and like annoying notifications. Put your phone on black and white. Like, close the email, the browsers, delete it. Like, just stop using the shit that's stripping your life away from you. I can't believe there's so many young people literally just have this amount of distractions. And it'd be easy for me to rile you up and say, you know what, this is the problem with the modern world, it's all distraction. No, fuck you, because I'm able to overcome this, so why don't you? I disable the notifications and life is absolutely fine. My phone's been on do not disturb for years, so why can't you just do it? You can set it all up today, right here, right now, as I'm saying these words. Do not disturb, silent mode, disable notifications, put your phone on grayscale, check your PC as well, turn all that shit off. This one actionable task through your life would save you over a decade. And you know what's interesting? More than 50% of the people watching this won't do it. There's 50% action takers, Adonis, 50% Jeffries, shallow breathers, and the 50% shallow breathers are still watching this video right now. So if you're still watching this and you haven't just taken action on the step that I've just been ranting about, we know which group you're in. So this is your last chance before we move on. Take action on this immediately. At least go do one thing right now. Go get the YouTube extensions. Go put your phone on silent mode, do not disturb, airplane. Your focus, your flow state, your presence, your time is so important. Don't let it be taken away from you with these addictive modern technologies.